Alright, hello, welcome to Zombies 2 Aliens number 3. This is going to be a special sci-fi themed podcast for this, our sci-fi month. And it's also a special hungover edition because I am hungover. Anyways, so with me as always is Val Lynn, also known as Val, the woman of many names, but they are the same name.
How you doing?
After Val, we have Tyler Scott, also known as Ty Denubus and Ty.
Hello.
Also similar names for all three nicknames. However, we also have Mr. Onesto Stubbs, also known as Trey, also known as Galaxoid, and none of those names are his real name.
None whatsoever, actually, which is unfortunate. Makes the first day elementary school very hard.
And just like Trey, we have Tony, also known as Kirk80s, and that is not even Tony's real name either.
It's not. It really isn't. I'm a big fat phony.
Who are you, sir?
I'm a phony.
Right. Tony, for this podcast, is going to be our band.
I'm a one-man band, y'all.
Yes. He's my, God, who's the band? He's my Questlove to my Jimmy Fallon, I suppose.
Nice.
If there was a snarky drum roll version of a guitar lick, I would do it.
Do a guitar riff.
Perfect.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we start out each podcast giving shout-outs to new followers. Follow us on the Tumblr, the Twitter. Just follow us everywhere, the interwebs, and we will give shout-outs to you on each podcast. This is what we like to call Follow Me.
Very
We
good.
might actually even give a prize away to anyone who can identify those three things that I got from pop culture that have follow in it.
Do I win if I identify?
Sure, go for it. Do it.
I couldn't hear the other two, sorry.
Okay. Failed, sir. For new followers, we have Best of Life 42 on our Tumblr. It's the best of life, and I think he's at the age of 42, so he's living a good life already. So, good for him. And on our Twitter, we have Card Playas. Card spelled, of course, grammatically, CAWD. And, yeah, they're a bunch of guys who do YouTube videos, and just give them a follow and subscribe to their YouTube, I suppose, yes. Okay, so that was shout-outs. Now let's talk about what we have been watching. Take it away, Tony.
Oh, what am I taking away?
Do something. Play something.
Okay.
Is it clear?
The guitar's over.
Alright, great.
Is it clear?
Yes, what we are watching. So, let's start off with our band leader, Tony. What have you been watching, sir?
Shoot. Let's see. What have I been watching? A lot of movies that are on Netflix, not necessarily a TV show. So, wait, there has been a TV show? Hold on, breaking news, I have been watching a TV show.
Oh god,
What's
breaking
the
news.
TV show? Oh, no, they don't. What's the nerdy show? There's a nerdy show I've been watching. I just can't put my finger on it. Oh my god, yes, I have been watching the show. It's amazing. Wow, how could I forget? Silicon Valley, top show of 2014.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Nice.
Hmm.
Yes.
What's that about?
And me forgetting it is not indicative of the quality of the show. It's just me being an idiot. It's basically it's a nerdy group of guys who come up with a new algorithm for their website to process information quicker, and basically this big Google-esque company wants to buy them versus this other company wanting to give them $10 million for the property of it so that they could just do what they want with it. So it's basically like a startup company, and so they're like in their 20s and they just don't know what to do. It's actually made by who's the guy who made what the hell's the name? Beavis and Butthead.
Oh,
Mike Judd. Yeah.
Yes, that guy
Yeah.
is the man behind this show.
Oh, that's cool. And it's on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix actually. It's an HBO show, but I hear
HBO.
there's ways to get it on the internet
Mom,
without having
picture.
without having to have Netflix or HBO.
Please.
It's funny.
Hi.
It's a really funny show. It really is. I'm not doing it any justice.
Thank you,
at all in the
Grant.
description.
Hi, Grant. Val has turned into Grant. Also, we'll get to Grant's segment later, and when our Let's Ask Kids segment, we'll get to Grant.
Two more words. It's only half an hour each show, so it's a real quick one. So you could just, by all means, I'd recommend you trying to catch some of it because it's really cool.
How many seasons have there been?
It just premiered this year, so it's only one season, but they're definitely gonna do a second one.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
It's really funny. Yeah.
Okay, so after Tony, let's go on to Onesto Stubbs. What have you been watching?
I've been watching. I've actually, well, because of the Guardians of the Galaxy, I've actually watched a few episodes with the Guardians of the Galaxy crew. They're on Earth's Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the animated series on Netflix.
Oh, really? I didn't even know they were on that.
Yeah, it was one that was broadcast before I believe the actual Avengers movie, Joss Whedon's Avenger, and it's a pretty decent show. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I recently watched the one with Ronan the Accuser on it, and they did pretty good in the movie. So
Cool. Sounds awesome. All right, now you, Sir Tyler. What have you been watching?
Well, obviously. Right.
Nice transition.
Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, is the most recent thing I watched. In terms of old things that nobody cares about anymore, I just started watching Sherlock on Peter's recommendation, and now
Oh,
I
nice.
am hooked on the crack cocaine of that show.
It is the
Nice.
best thing.
Yeah, it's really pretty well made. I'm enjoying it a lot. And but yeah, so we're gonna talk about Guardians of the Galaxy later, right?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
That's our.
All right,
That's
then that's pretty much it for me.
All right. Now, Val, can you one up all of us?
Sticky hand.
What have you been watching?
Sticky hand.
I have been watching Sailor Moon, of course, Sailor Moon Crystal.
Cool.
Mom.
Other than that, nothing. I've actually been kind of failing on the TV front for once. You know, usually I have a stack of stuff that I need to get into, but lately I haven't. So
Cool.
just Sailor Moon. I actually went back and started watching the original series. It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
So
The whole series is on Hulu Plus, huh?
yes. Well, Hulu, basic Hulu. So even if you
Alright.
don't have an account, you can watch the original one.
Wow, that's awesome.
hmm
Usually have to pay for things nowadays.
Yeah, especially like older stuff, which I don't understand. You know, like I forget if it was like Rockford Files or something like that. You know, as James Garner passed away recently, so you know I've been on his kick. Galaxoid learned how to play the theme song on harmonica. So,
I have to ask you to do that, Trey.
yes,
When you feel like it.
I can get it right now, real quick, if you want.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay, I'll talk about the things I have been watching.
But yeah, other than that, we have this channel called Me TV, and so I've been watching a lot of Leave It to Beaver and I Love
Oh,
Lucy
cool.
and stuff, and it's so racist and
It's a word right out of my mouth.
and stuff. So it's like hilarious because I don't know, it's just so different from how we live now. But yeah, I'm just watching old school stuff. Love Boat,
Cool.
Bonanza.
Is
Yeah.
this
All
man
the-
bothering you? It's
Wait, no, speaking of racist, I haven't yet got to watch what was that? The Song of the South that you put it on my Facebook. I need to
Oh,
watch
yeah.
that still.
Yeah.
Well,
Very racist for no reason.
Awesome.
Great. So you got the harmonica there, Galaxoid?
Okay, here goes Rockford Files. Sorry if I blow you. Turn down your volumes if it helps. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Is that too loud? Okay.
That sounded good.
it's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the riff.
Now
So
quick, do Ocarina of Time.
What?
Never mind. One, you need an ocarina for that, I think.
Yeah.
Which can't be found. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty
It
different.
can be made too.
Galaxoid and Tony's tour will be coming to a town near you soon.
Yeah. The pop culture music duo.
Ooh, can I sell T-shirts? Awesome.
I have been watching, besides Guardians of the Galaxy, you know what I gave a try just because I saw it on Netflix? I gave a try The Expendables 2. They didn't have the first one on there, but they had the second one. So, you know, the third one's coming out and has Harrison Ford in it, so I just wanted to see what the movie was going to be that he's going to attach his name to. And it's
Terrible.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's
But,
basically let me relive my famous lines from all my other movies. The movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
it's-
know?
Yeah. It's
I
just,
heard Sylvester Stallone wants Sigourney Weaver to be in the next Expendables too.
Yeah.
yeah.
So.
Well, isn't it going to be the Expendables or whatever? The girl version of it?
That'd be great.
And the person.
But I did want to give a shout out to. There's a free game on Steam called the Expendabros, which is a free Broforce game with Expendables, and you can play as the Expendables, and it's pretty fun. Broforce, of course, is pretty much the video game version of the Expendables, where you get to play a little 2D side scroller of all like the action movies.
That's cool.
Well, Peter, can I ask you this question? How do you feel about a direct advertising movie on your streaming sites?
We can do that. I accept. Especially if we get paid to advert.
Yeah.
Wait a
Is that how
minute.
that works?
Do I hear a sellout in the air?
Monetization button.
Because I don't know. I think that's like a slippery slope. You let one thing in, and then next thing you know,
Chlamydia.
we'll have.
Yes.
Well,
Ooh, it
how
burns.
about we promote free things that are free. So that's
I think-
a free game.
Mm-hmm.
And indie stuff.
Yeah. Good. Actually, that's a good segue to what are we playing, and I've been playing Expendables, but Tony, take it away with the guitar riff.
Okay.
What are we playing?
Yeah. There we go. I'm playing this fretboard right now. That's what I'm playing.
Nice. Mr. Bandleader, besides playing the guitar excellently, I might add, what have you been playing?
So I was removed from my GTA 5 because my brother's friend took it back home. So now I've been missing out on that. So I decided to put in GTA 4, and that's pretty fun. I'm playing the.
Yeah, it's
I'm playing
I love
the.
Nico.
Yeah, well, actually, the cool thing, I have I guess, I don't know, expansion version or whatever, the one that has, like, the Ballad of Gay Tony, and then it has
Oh yeah,
the other one, too. So I actually never tried those, so I'm going to start doing those campaigns.
cool.
So that's
Yeah,
cool.
I'm on the same boat with you on GTA 5. I actually traded my in and didn't beat it.
And didn't need it?
Nope, didn't beat it, traded in.
Oh, man, come on. I
Yeah.
was so close.
Yep.
Hmm.
Alright,
Alright.
so Mr. Galaxoid, what have you been playing, sir?
Actually, keeping in line with what I've been reading, if we get to that segment, I've been playing Metro Last Light, simply because
cool.
Russians are big in the news now, and I like
Yes.
hearing that accent. But it actually is a really pretty game. I never knew how pretty it was, and the guns. There was a game that it was specifically reminded me of, and I couldn't figure it out until just this morning. The guns and the mods that you add to it reminds me very much of Resident Evil 4, and I love the crap out of
Oh,
the
cool.
guns there. So,
Nice. Just one quick promotion of another free thing. Metro Last Light is free if you have PS Plus and PlayStation 3. Which I have, but I don't have PS Plus, so. Damn it.
but it's not gonna be as pretty.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyways, so going on to Mr. Tied to Numbus, what have you been playing, sir?
Every time I launch Steam, I look at my games library and I go, okay, I need to play Divinity Original Sin, I need to level up in Payday 2, and then I just play TF2. So
Yeah.
I've been pretty much just playing Team Fortress 2 and trying to craft hats and wasting my time getting
Cool.
dominated by pub stomping pro players.
Yeah.
But I considered reinstalling Dota 2 because they released Source 2 with Dota 2 running on it now. So
Oh wow,
Source
cool.
2, yeah,
Yeah, I
Source
read
2
about
is a
that.
thing, and it was really kind of quiet because you think that they would have it come out with something like Left 4 Dead 3 or Half-Life 3, but they just sort of have Dota 2 running on Source 2.
Does it
I don't
look
think it's-
any better?
I don't think so. I don't think it's using any of the bells and whistles, but it's there for people to poke around in. And
Well, that's exciting.
yeah, so Source 2 confirmed.
Yeah.
Huge news.
that's
And
great.
isn't the content creation? Don't they have an SDK, right? That
Yes.
the content creation is supposedly a lot easier. So that's one of the big things in Source 2.
Mm-hmm.
Huge news. Master Race Masters board just blown up about it.
Yeah, hopefully it means that maybe Gamescom will hear something about. At this point, I'm ready for Ricochet 2. Anything from
Yep.
Valve, as long as it's not, if it's an FPS. That's I just want another Valve FPS.
Yeah, they released a screenshot of the Left 4 Dead 2 plantation level, supposedly in Source 2. I don't know if that was verified.
Yeah, there was a PowerPoint that got leaked a little while ago, and it was they were talking about how they had ported Left 4 Dead 2 levels into the Source 2
my
engine.
goodness.
Yeah, and the foliage looks pretty impressive.
Very nice.
And things aren't so boxy. It's like that's one of my biggest gripes with the Source engine is that shapes don't look very dynamic because everything's really kind of straight and boxy. Buildings are perfect squares instead of kind of having the bumps and bulges that buildings actually have.
Yeah.
But so now it looks like Source 2 is going to change that.
It's
Very
much smoother.
I
Yeah.
tell you what, though, this gives me a bump in the bulge.
Oh, here we go. And going from that, we're going to talk to Val. What have you been playing? Not Trey's Bulge, I hope.
Well, I don't discuss my private life in public. Which is very surprising how much I'm into it. When I game, I am there. I act like I am actually there. So if I need a case to join, I want a case to join, which sucks because my player 2 likes to go balls to the wall and set everything off, and the police are coming. I'm like, damn it, we don't even know where the vault is. Come on now. So I've been playing single player a lot more, and I find it easier. So hopefully, I don't know,
I too just
some of that will
started
rub
playing.
off and we'll actually make some more money. Just that, and I hooked up my laptop to my big TV in the back room, so I get to run big picture mode. So any
Ooh.
game that has controller support, I've been playing. I've been playing Octodad, which is hilarious, and The Wolf Among Us has
Cool.
controller support. So I've been actually playing that too. So it's been what could a girl ask for more? You know, to lay in bed and play video games. You know.
Yeah, the Steam streaming thing has been quite amazing in that back living room. We just she set it up, and the realization of how cool that is actually came to light because
Oh, it's actually starting to work good now?
we just didn't have a TV back there that can hook up to HDMI. Now that we have that, we've been using it a lot more, and it's been working
Cool.
perfectly. So it's.
I'm ready for my Steam box. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I thought that was a neat feature when they first introduced it.
It's really fun to mess with anyone who's sitting out in the living room, you know, at my computer. We had some friends over playing The Ship, and, you know, he'd run around. As soon as he'd run past a guard in the back room, I'd push the button to make him bring out his weapon. And of course, you get caught and thrown in jail. So it's really fun to punk my kids and, you know, their friends and stuff when they're over. So that's another bonus.
I think that's the sole reason why they made the feature.
I think so.
So if the game's running on the computer already, all you have to do is go to the back room on remote and click the game to stream it, and it already comes up automatically. So you already just mess with them.
And it's fun the opposite way too. If someone's playing out in the living room and you just want to watch them play, so it's like we have in-home Twitch streaming. It's
Cool.
awesome.
Awesome. Way of the future.
Mhm.
I too have been playing Borderlands 2 just because I tricked my computer into thinking my PS3 controller is a Xbox 360 controller. So let's not tell my computer that. So I've been playing things with controller support, including Borderlands 2, and getting back into it.
It's funny that you guys are all into like these. Well, it's not a bad thing. It's cool because I've always wanted to play Borderlands 2, but I haven't gotten around to it, which is a whole other topic. But I do the same thing. I play these games through my computer, outputted to my TV, but I do the old PlayStation 1 games and the SNES games as well. Because I find it so funny and awesome to be able to use my PS3 controller to control my Mario Kart from the first Mario Kart. It's actually not bad at all, and it's fun. Side note: Mario Kart 1 looks like shit.
Yeah, but it's so fun though.
Yeah, that's true. All right, yeah, that's my little one.
You need to come over and play Mario Kart 8 one
God,
day.
I know.
Come over now. Anyway, so
I think we should mention that Zombies to Aliens does have a Steam group, so if you join and you see any of us online, feel free to join up and play with us. You know,
yeah, definitely join our
we're
group.
pretty chillax. We accept anyone. Just no smack talk, you know, unless you're really good at it and not just saying, "Oh, you're gay" over and over again. But yeah, come play with us. Come hang out with us and chat with us. You know, tell us some things you'd like to hear from us, that kind of thing.
And I
Good
meant to
idea.
associate the group with all zombie games and all aliens games. I don't think I did the whole list yet, but they're all. I think we have Left 4 Dead on there and like XCOM, and I don't even have XCOM. Alright, so now I have to ask you this, Tony. Can you play Last Night by The Strokes?
No, I'm sorry.
Karaoke style, because our next segment is called What Have We Been Drinking Last Night? And I have a karaoke version of the Strokes song, which I am going to do with my own lyrics.
Yeah.
So let's see how this.
Okay. Woo!
Great song.
Please don't sue us.
Right?
You're not making money from this.
Wine liquor makes you throw up quicker. Beer, have no fear. They don't understand. I'm just gonna throw up right now. Last night, she said, "Oh, how did you get so fucked up?" I said, "I don't know why." I blah blah blah. Oh, I threw up on this person I don't know. I know this for sure. I'm gonna want it. I like smorgasbord. There. All right, that's what we have been drinking last night.
You needed that last
All right.
punctuation.
So, who would like to go first?
I shall.
I'll go first.
Well, my husband and I went to the drive-in last night to see the Guardians movie. And I'm a classy bitch, so I
Yeah.
like to bring wine and popcorn and Twizzlers.
That is very classy.
So I was drinking this Moscato, sweet Moscato by some company called Barefoot. I don't know. The bottles were cute. It had alcohol. I bought it. There you go.
I've had that before. I think there's one that I really like. It's called like Little Sister. I think it's just really funny because what's it called? Who else? Tony, what did you drink last night?
Let's see. What did I drink last night? That's a tough question, Peter. What did you put me on the spot? Oh, wait.
Samuel Adams.
No. It was a Red Trolley.
Red Trolley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for those of you that are in the San Diego area and aren't familiar, that's a Carl's Brewing House retro, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm.
And Carl was the man. I guess if you're dead, you can still be a man.
All right, Mr. Ernesto Stubbs, what were you drinking last night, or were you not drinking because you were taking it out to the movies?
I tend to drive a lot, so
Yeah.
unfortunately, not too much alcohol imbibes. I don't imbibe too much alcohol, but I'd like to say that, like those Orange County guys that just have the huge hands that are like ham hocks to hold big gulps, exactly what I do, except cherry vanilla Coke. So
Nice.
You also had Arnold Palmer last night too.
yes, but it had no liquor in it, so.
Well, it's still a drink.
Water is a drink. If
Yeah,
you're
it's a drink. Yes. How about you, Mr. Tyler, sir? What alcoholic beverage or a non-alcoholic beverage were you drinking?
I was drinking milk last night, like real.
Milk drinker.
Last night, I don't go in for the booze. I don't care for alcohol very much at all. But last night I did sample some Kahlua, which I never had before, and oh my, I hate alcohol, but that stuff's delicious.
Tyler's the one that'll totally get fancy girl drink drunk. We should get him a Tahitian tea.
Okay, then my demon last night. This Canadian blended whiskey called Black Velvet. And I have never had it before, and apparently it was from Albertsons for like $11. So that right away should have been a clear indicator to stay away. But it wasn't. So yes, that's what we have been drinking, and I am going to save my song for the record. All right, so how do I what have we been reading?
Hmm.
Tony, take it away.
I haven't been reading anything except
Okay.
maybe little bits of. I've been podcasting a lot. Can we translate it into podcasting? I've been podcasting Maddox a lot. He has a new podcast, which is awesome. Yeah. He's author of The Best Page in the Universe. His co-host is Dick Masterson. WomenAreBetterThanMen.com. So
Women are better than men.com.
they're a great they're a great pair. Then both of them.
Great affair.
Yeah.
So how is Maddox's site going? I haven't been there in a while.
Well, since last year when he was promoting his hot sauce, he's been sporadically updating, but he's been focusing more on his videos on YouTube. And like I said, like 2 months ago, he started a podcast, so that seems to be his focus now. He's been very undiligent in his updating of his website, but I don't care because I'll always think he's the best person ever. So
Was he at Comic-Con this year?
no, man, I was so bummed because I wanted to.
Fuck.
I know he usually goes every year, and I always go up to him and talk to him, but not this year, fortunately. I don't know what happened. It was really a disappointment actually, but I don't care. He can do no wrong in my eyes.
His Photoshop skills for iRobot, Will Smith's iRobot, which I call Run Robot Run, will forever emblazon my makeshift DVD copy of that. Him peeing on Asimov's grave and carrying buckets of money with Converse and Audis.
I love that. That was so awesome. Yes. That was one of his finer articles. I also like his chart on the testicular size of his balls in comparison to the sun. Pretty amazing.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Onassis, what have you been reading?
Keeping in line with my Russian theme, I've actually read actually a serious book, a historical book called One Soldier's War by Arkady Babchenko. It is about the first and second Chechen wars, starting in I believe '95 through after the 2000 when Putin got in power, and it is up there with any other wartime book that you might read. Eugene Sledge's Helmet for My Pillow, and Band of Brothers, and of course Flags of My Father. It is really high up there. Something is lost in the translation. The English doesn't seem like it's that great, but just for the pure visuals and the things he encountered, it is definitely a good read.
Will we see like a show or a movie based on it?
No, I don't believe so, because you have to understand the current atmosphere in Russia. Nobody really cares about soldiers there. They're conscripts. Some of them are contract, but usually a lot of them are conscripts. They get beaten by their superiors and everyone on down. A colonel beats a general, actually beats a colonel. It's this hazing thing that's just built into that system that just is there forever. But you know what? Reading that book, gave me a good insight as to the recent crash of the Malaysian flight up there. And when I heard about that, I'm like, oh, they're gonna loot everything, and they did. It provides you with that exact insight, and you're like, oh. And then everybody's like, oh, I can't believe they looted bodies. And after reading the book, you're like, of course they looted the bodies. What are you talking about? The bodies aren't going to need that money anymore.
So it wasn't Barney that used a bazooka to take down the airline?
It wasn't in Chechnya, obviously. It was in
I'm hearing all these conspiracy theories, so.
It was in Ukraine or the Crimea, if you want to get technical with it. It was actually pro-Russian forces in that disputed area of the Crimea that actually shot down with one of those big SA-12 type one of those big missiles, the BUP missiles. So it was actual the theory is that they're actually Russian contract soldiers just fighting in there. So
well,
crazy.
Awesome news.
Yeah, I actually have news now in this podcast.
It's very, very sobering and happy.
We're branching out there.
Galaxoids are like international awareness guy, you know.
Yeah. Alright, Mr. Tyler, what have you been reading?
At the moment, I'm just working my way through A Song of Ice and Fire again, and I'm on a Feast for Crows right now, and I just realized something exciting that I didn't notice on the first read through that I figured out all on my own, but I don't want to talk about it because I'm afraid it'll spoil people.
Aw,
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so you won't spoil me if you want to
and
talk
I
about it.
think things are changing, but I'll just say for people will understand the Hound is not dead, and I know where he is.
That sounds very weird.
Mysterious.
let me toss in mine real fast since it's also Game of Thrones rated. I just finished the first book not too long ago just because Tyler lent it out to me. And I have never seen a single episode of the HBO show, but I don't know, I'm kind of hesitant to do so.
Yeah, show shit. Read the books.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
want it
it
to
is.
ruin anything. I don't know.
How can? Never mind.
So, what is Tyler? What are your thoughts about Tyrion's role in this last few episodes of the season? He was supposed to have a bigger role in setting up for like some kind of ship battle with some long-weighted chains or something like that.
Oh, wait, which season are you talking about?
This very last season that came up, apparently his role was not quite. It didn't seem like he was a strategist from what the naval battle was. It just seemed like he was there. He didn't have much. He didn't. Basically, there was no build-up to making the big, huge chain link chains in the harbor.
Uh-huh.
So he just seemed like, he was just there. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, in the book, he did. I think the chain was Cersei's idea in the book. I honestly cannot remember.
Oh, really? Well, I'm
Yeah.
reading Cliff Note version, so I mean,
Uh-huh.
I'm sure it's hard. 700.
Well, and what was more important was that he contributed to the winning of the battle. We're talking about the battle at King's Landing between Stannis' forces, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So he, when the Hound broke, because there was fire and he was tired of fighting and all the bullshit, so he left, and then Tyrion had to lead the remaining forces against Stannis' army, and so he pretty much goaded the soldiers who were ready to run because the Hound is a legendary fighter, and when he left, it kind of demoralized everybody. But anyway, so he said, I'm a dwarf, and if you guys aren't going to fight, I'm a dwarf. What does that make you guys if I'm going to fight and you're not going to fight? So he was kind of important in that he led a charge that kept the battle going long enough for Lord Tywin and the reinforcements to arrive.
Cool.
And that was from the book, right?
Yes, that is from the book.
How do you think it played out on the show? If you've seen the season?
I do not watch the season. Is that the end of season 1?
I think it was this past season actually.
Well, the chronology is all screwed up because Tyrion should be in the most recent season. I don't know if I want to spoil things for people.
Headphones off.
In the most
Come on,
recent season, I'm pretty sure they're up to a Dance with Dragons, so Tyrion's not anywhere near King's Landing right now.
Oh, wow.
At least he shouldn't be.
So you think they're fudging
But that's like I'm pretty sure that battle is that battle happens in the climax of book 2.
See, we can do a whole show on Game of Thrones. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't even read the books, and I have like secondhand info. So.
Nice. Alright, from Game of Thrones we go to Val. Val, what have you been reading?
Well, with the release of the trailer for 50 Shades of Grey, I've been trying to find a good book to replace that crap fest, basically. 50 Shades of Grey, I've actually read it so I'm not just hating on it because it's the cool thing to do. It's actually really bad, and I can't believe that we are in a state of time where a fan fiction, a really bad fan fiction, not even a good one, is at a point where we're releasing a movie
Yes.
with a top billing singer on the soundtrack. Come on, really? Is this where we're at?
Isn't that
So I've been.
I think that could be good news because then it gives all the other good fan fiction hope.
Well, I would hope that the
chances.
good fan fiction would get there before a shitty piece of crap that's so immature to
Yeah.
get there.
So
You
Val,
know?
to clarify, I've never been 100% sure on this. So it's a fan fiction of Twilight.
Yes.
Yes. But did they remove? Are there vampires in it still?
No.
Okay, they just
Well,
replaced
emotional vampires.
Okay, but they replaced the vampire with a rich guy.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I've been doing.
When's the movie coming out?
I don't know.
And really, who cares?
But what was the title of the good book that you read that was like 50 Shades of Grey but better?
Taking Me Softly.
Wonderful, like, rich dude, you know, with why me, peon girl, whatever. The Boss wasn't so bad. I've got another one called Playing with Power, and it's free on Kindle. So it's by Adele Huxley. So I'm gonna try that out, see how that is. But you know, in respect to everything, I understand if you're reading, you know, 50 Shades of Grey, and the sex scenes are pretty hot, and that's pretty much why anyone reads it, anyways. So I guess there you've got a point, but I don't know.
Yeah. Who's actually going to be in the movie? Does anyone know?
The girl she was actually on some like primetime show. I forget what it was called, but she had a kid, and her brother was on there too, but I forget what that show was called. And then the dude who plays, you know, I don't even know. I can't remember him. He looks way young, and I don't know. He wears pants, so yeah.
Pants, huh?
No,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson apparently, and hey, rumored is Kick-Ass guy is in it.
Oh, really? He could do better.
I don't want to see his junk. I'm sorry.
Dakota Johnson was in the Need for Speed movie. Did anyone see the Need for Speed movie?
No.
I think it
I
kind
think
of.
Hell no.
I forgot Aaron Paul was in that.
Yeah.
Wait
how
aim
it
for the
is.
stars and then just swing for like.
23% on Rotten Tomatoes. Good lord.
Okay. I might not watch that anymore.
Okay, are we gonna talk about Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes, let's get
Yeah.
into
Okay, so
How are we gonna do this? Because I have not
first
seen
we
the
should just go through and see if everybody, you know, gives it a yay or a nay.
movie. Shit.
Tony, give us a good guitar riff for impressions.
For
Star
impressions?
Wars.
Yeah,
For-
Star Wars, do Star Wars.
Okay, I can do it again.
Alright, it's judgment time. What were your impressions of Guardians of the Galaxy? We'll go with, I know Tony hasn't seen it, but we'll go with Ernesto Stubbs. What was your impressions of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Good. I guess I wasn't really big into the hype train. It was one of the ones I wanted to see for the summer, definitely.
Nice.
I think the biggest one was a Godzilla for me, but this one I didn't really buy too much into the hype, so it met expectations, and Chris Pratt is just awesome. So.
Yes. Alright. Sir Tyler, what was your impression of Guardians of the Galaxy?
I'll give it a yay. It was a very fun summer flick, and if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go see it before you get all the funny one-liners spoiled for you by the internet.
Yes, there's a lot of things out there already on the internet, like, I won't spoil it, but like everything I've seen on the internet already is sort of an inside joke for people who have watched the movie.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Val, how did you feel about Guardians of the Galaxy?
I was pleasantly surprised because I came in not knowing anything about the Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't even know it was an Avengers tie-in.
Right.
So when they talked about showed a certain person and everything, I was like, what? Plus I was drunk, so I was like, okay, am I really seeing this? So I was very surprised. I love Vin Diesel, so Groot was awesome.
Yes, Groot
He was very adorable. I want my own Groot.
Yeah. I thought.
It's like Pseudo-Wudo, but cooler, So there's a Pokemon reference for you. I knew I'd work on it eventually.
Pretty much it was like if the Iron Giant was in Marvel.
Yes. I'm Superman. You stay.
You are who
No
you choose.
following.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
I am Groot? You do a whole podcast where we're just saying that back and forth.
Well, the story goes is that Vin Diesel actually asked the producers and directors, like, what is he actually saying when he says "I am Groot" right here, so he could put the right inflection in it every time he said "I am Groot."
That's
so,
awesome.
Dedication.
Good on him. Good on him.
Good.
Okay, so who favorite characters, show stealers? Who were they?
I like the blue tattoo guy.
Are we spoiling anything there?
It certainly sounds like we're getting near that borderland.
It's not really a spoiler,
But
but I don't know his
He's
name.
in there. He's in the trailer.
I don't know his name.
Drax the Destroyer.
Yeah, that guy.
Those would be red
It was
tattoos.
red
for our
tattoos.
listeners.
I was trying to figure out who that was.
Yeah,
actually.
They're
so-
reddish, bluish from what I could tell, but maybe it was just a drive-in.
All right, yeah, you guys saw it in a drive-in. Yeah, that was Dave Bautista.
He did a really good job. Apparently, he went and took extra acting classes so he would be prepared for the role. I think that's pretty cool. Good on him.
Mhm.
Anyone else favorite character or show stealer besides Drax the Destroyer?
I gotta go with Rocket. I think they did an outstanding job with Rocket. I mean, like I was saying earlier, like he's a talking, flipping raccoon. It doesn't work in anything, but they made it work, and at the end, you're rooting for him. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, talking raccoons in fashion now.
To the
I thought
raccoon.
Bradley Cooper did really cool with his voice. It did sound like Bradley Cooper, but he definitely made it sound like huskier, more animal-y or something.
And Bradley Cooper's playing somebody else in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right?
Oh, wow, is he?
I think he is, isn't he?
I don't.
I gotta look it up now.
Oh, breaking news that we don't know ourselves.
Well, I wouldn't say it's breaking, but
I know he's playing a seal in his next movie, so he's definitely bulked up. But realistically, I couldn't detect anything of. I mean, yeah, it was Bradley Cooper, but he did a good job with his voice where I wasn't thinking about Bradley Cooper. I was thinking about Rocket. So.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was worried that he would just be a comic relief character, but no, they made him relatable and sympathetic and funny.
Yeah, I think Drax was actually the comic relief character.
Uh-huh, definitely.
Surprisingly, yeah.
True. Okay, so, what was I going to say? So basically, I think the consensus is to go see it. I set up my own review of it on our website and the interwebs, so you guys can check that out. At
Go see
Zombies
it.
and Aliens.
Go see it, and then go see it again instead of seeing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
definitely.
gonna be another podcast.
Has anyone seen that?
No,
Saw
I came
snips
this
of
close
it
to
last
seeing
night
it.
at the drive-in. Yeah.
Does that drive-in you guys go to, you get 2 movies or just one?
You can stay for 2 movies, but usually we just see the one and take off because usually it's a crappy movie with a good movie.
Yeah. What was paired with Guardian?
We came in Guardians at the bottom of the 2, so I believe it was Maleficent was still showing.
Oh, huh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Really? If I had known that, I would have been drinking sooner out at the drive-in. I want to see Maleficent.
I
It's
haven't
good.
heard
Really
any
good, too.
reviews.
It is good actually.
Is
Yeah,
it?
I
I
think
guess
it's
I have
fair.
to give it a try.
I love
Alright.
But
Golden movies.
apparently, Ninja Turtles did really well at the box office this weekend. So
Yeah.
I
It's not
know
terrible ratings.
it did, but it's making Michael Bay money. So if you
Yeah.
don't want to see those type of Michael Bay movies, do not
Gotta boycott him.
don't see Turtles, really. And in fact, I do know other people that were going to see Guardians of the Galaxy again a second time this weekend. So hopefully that stems it.
Is it
That's
really?
another question.
Is it? I mean, for anybody that's seen it, is it actually like a Transformers 5, basically with turtles? Because that's certainly what I'm getting from it.
That's what it kind of looked like from, out the corner of my eye.
They sound
It
like.
seemed
I
very...
mean, the sound effects, the visual effects, everything just feels Transformers. Which I don't know if they're trying to get in that kind of group people. People.
Well, Michael Bay found a formula that works, and as long as that formula makes money, he will probably, even if his movies don't say Transformers on them, you can probably bet they will be very similar.
Yeah, he only knows how to make movies one way.
I love that. That's a perfect summation.
Alright. So that's another question. Would you guys see it again or advise people to see it more than once?
Yeah, I would. I'm gonna try and see it again if I can.
What about Trey and Val?
I would definitely see it again because you do lose something in the drive-in, and I'd probably go see
Yeah.
it again myself. Maybe not right away, but when it's in theaters still.
Cool.
I concur. Even just for the soundtrack, they have some really good songs on there. I like the whole tie-in with the music and,
Uh-huh.
Someone on like YouTube or one of those playlisty type sites made a soundtrack for Guardians of the Galaxy with all the songs that are used in the movie.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Zoe Saldana is just like she's like hot in any skin color, but eventually it's gonna lead to furry acting. I think she's gonna be this
Probably.
fetish.
Well,
furry
that's what kind of bothers me because they did so good with Rocket, so we get better character development with a raccoon than a strong black female. So
Yes, it is
like,
pretty. It's like I mean,
It's
yeah.
yeah. So
Are we?
She was
Do we know-
green though.
Do we know if we're going to get a Marvel movie with a female lead?
Oh no, or not.
No.
I don't know.
No Black Widow movie.
I wish we would.
Well, I thought that was a rumor that there was going to be a standalone Black Widow movie.
It would be nice, or just like Black Widow and Hawkeye, as long as she kind of gets the spotlight.
Yeah, be the main thing.
But yeah, I guess it looks like we're gonna have to wait for Wonder Woman.
I doubt it because Wonder Woman's not even getting her own movie yet.
She's not?
So
I thought that was the plan, that she was gonna get a standalone one after Dawn of Justice.
oh really?
That
Yeah,
would
I
be-
think
We'll
so.
see. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but
Yeah.
I would put my bet more on the Marvel side if we get a movie with a strong lead, and I would put my bet on Miss Marvel.
Oh,
really?
Awesome.
Just with how the Marvel's kind of going cosmic,
Uh-huh.
the natural. Hopefully, I mean, if they really care about like having a strong female lead, Miss Marvel is probably the best one they got since she's she's got Kree powers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then
We
do
should-
that and
maybe-
the crossover with X-Men and like Rogue takes her powers and oh god. That'd be awesome.
It'd be awesome to see Madam Web on the big screen.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Alright, so I'm gonna ask you this, Trey. We're kind of well over our time now, but would you like to discuss your experiences from the Star Trek convention?
I was hearing you siren there. Yeah, I guess I could talk about Star Trek real quick.
Yeah. What was your favorite panel?
Say again?
You asked what your favorite panels were.
I still didn't hear. Sorry.
Why
Oh,
can't we
yeah.
hear you, Peter?
What were your favorite panels?
Oh, there you go. Anyways, So overall, the Star Trek convention was definitely like, and I've said this like 20 times already, but it was definitely like old school Comic Con. So not only were the panels good, but the celebrities were walking the show floor. So it
Cool.
Wow.
like I don't know. There's a the video I had briefly where it was just two of the guys of two different series yelling at each other as he walked off. It is that type of stuff. You're just walking down to the exhibit hall, and the next thing you know, you're next to Lee Ehrenberg, who plays Happy on Once Upon a Time, and he's just sitting there, autographs and whatnot. They still do that in Comic Con, but they don't have like handlers basically. There's just them kind of just hanging out, which is definitely old school Comic Con. The panels I saw, I definitely went to. Unfortunately, I only went to Friday, so there was the Enterprise panel. I'm a big Enterprise fan, so that was interesting. They were very funny. John Billingsley is hilarious. He played the Dr. Phlox. He was talking about how he didn't know what his character was to begin with, and he actually thought he was like a Hawkman, so he would squawk in the audition. So he did that a couple times to for everybody, and it was funny. And, just the rapport of the actors is really good. I mean, it happens in every series, but it's just good to see. And you can get up front in the panels. You can like literally sit down maybe about like 1 foot from Kate Mulgrew and take a picture real quick and then run back. There's nothing roping off anything, which is what I attempted at least. But so I stayed for the Enterprise panel and I stayed for the Voyager panel, and I didn't stay for Simon Pegg, unfortunately. But the Enterprise panel was pretty good for me.
Cool.
I enjoyed it.
Who else was like in your raping distance?
That creepy distance. Jimmy Darren was there. James Darren. He played Vic Fontaine in Deep Space Nine. You could just go up to talk to him. Practically all the cast of Enterprise was around. Like I said, it was over 100 people there. Like different actors too, like Sally Kellerman. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but she played a Hot Lips on the original MASH movie.
Oh wow.
Sally Kellerman. Also, let's see. Jaws was there. The guy that played Jaws in the James Bond movie.
Oh wow.
Cool.
Tiny Ron. I do not know this guy's name, but he's also another tall actor. He has really. Oh, he played the butler on the Addams Family remake.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
He
about.
was there.
Cool.
Then of course Happy and a lot of other people were there. Were different at different days, but
Cool.
I ended up finding out that I just went to the people that I like as a kid, Garrett Wong, I'm sorry, and Dominic Keaton from Enterprise, who played the security chief, the British security chief. So
I think you were in raping distance of more celebrities than I was.
Can we not say raping distance?
Yeah.
In,
Okay,
close
within
quarter.
violating them sexually distance.
Personal bubble distance.
There we go. That's
I could
Thank
touch
you.
Seth Meyers at Comic Con, but that was the only guy.
You were within raping distance of Seth Meyers?
oh god,
Yes, I was. And Butch Patrick, of course. That's about it. Alright, I think that's gonna do it here for us at Zombies to Aliens. Does anyone have anything else to say before we sign off?
I'm good.
Alright, sounds like we're good. All over here. We're gonna have Tony take us away, and first I'm gonna say, as always, here at Zombies to Aliens, we like you for your brains. Thank you.
And
Oh,
Mike Judd. Yeah.
yes, that guy
Yeah.
is the man behind this show.
Oh, that's cool, and it's on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix actually, it's an HBO show, but I hear
HBO.
there's ways to get it on the internet
Mom,
without having
picture.
without having to have Netflix or HBO.
Please.
It's funny.
Hi.
It's a really funny show. It really is. I'm not doing it any justice.
Thank you,
at all in the
Grant.
description.
Hi, Grant. Val has turned into Grant. Also, we'll get to Grant's segment later, and when our Let's Ask Kids segment, we'll get to Grant.
Two more words. It's only half an hour each show, so it's a real quick one. So you could just, by all means, I'd recommend you trying to catch some of it because it's really cool.
How many seasons have there been?
It just premiered this year, so it's only one season, but they're definitely gonna do a second one.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
It's really funny. Yeah.
Okay, so after Tony, let's go on to Onesto Stubbs. What have you been watching?
I've been watching. I've actually, well, because of the Guardians of the Galaxy, I've actually watched a few episodes with the Guardians of the Galaxy crew. They're on Earth's Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the animated series on Netflix.
Oh, really? I didn't even know they were on that.
Yeah, it was one that was broadcast before, I believe, the actual Avengers movie, Joss Whedon's Avenger, and it's a pretty decent show. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I recently watched the one with Ronan the Accuser on it, and they did pretty good in the movie. So
Cool. Sounds awesome.
nice.
If there was a snarky drum roll version of a guitar lick, I would do it. But
Your
there's-
guitar riff.
Perfect.
That's it.
Yeah.
Alright, so we start out each podcast giving shout-outs to new followers. Follow us on the Tumblr, the Twitter. Just follow us everywhere at the interwebs, and we will give shout-outs to you on each podcast. This is what we like to call Follow Me.
Very
We
good.
might actually even give a prize away to anyone who can identify those three things that I got from pop culture that have follow in it.
Do I win if I identify?
Sure, go for it. Do it.
I couldn't hear the other two. Sorry.
Okay. Fail, sir. For new followers, we have Best of Life 42 on our Tumblr. It's the best of life, and I think he's at the age of 42, so he's living a good life already. So, good for him. And on our Twitter, we have Card Players. Card spelled, of course, grammatically, CAWD. And, yeah, they're a bunch of guys who do YouTube videos, and just give them a follow and subscribe to their YouTube, I suppose, yes. Okay, so that was shout-outs. Now let's talk about what we have. Alright, hello, welcome to Zombies 2 Aliens number 3. This is going to be a special sci-fi themed podcast for this, our sci-fi month. And it's also a special hungover edition, because I am hungover. Anyways, so with me as always is Val Lynn, also known as Val, the woman of many names, but they are the same name.
How you doing?
After Val, we have Tyler Scott, also known as Ty Denubus and Ty.
Hello.
Also similar names for all three nicknames. However, we also have Mr. Onesto Stubbs, also known as Trey, also known as Galaxoid, and none of those names are his real name.
None whatsoever, actually, which is unfortunate. Makes the first day elementary school very hard.
Hmm.
And And just like Trey, we have Tony, also known as Kirk80s, and that is not even Tony's real name either.
It's not. It really isn't. I'm a big fat
Are
phony.
you? Who are you, sir?
I'm a phony.
Alright. Tony, for this podcast, is going to be our band.
I'm a one-man band, y'all.
Yes. He's my, God, who's the band? He's my Questlove to my Jimmy Fallon, I suppose. Have been watching. Take it away, Tony.
Oh, what am I taking away?
Do something. Play something.
Okay.
Is it blue?
The guitar's over.
Alright, great.
Is it blue?
Yes, what we are watching. So, let's start off with our band leader, Tony. What have you been watching, sir?
Shoot. Let's see. What have I been watching? A lot of movies that are on Netflix. Not necessarily a TV show. So, wait. There has been a TV show. Hold on. Breaking news. I have been watching a TV show.
Oh, God.
What
Breaking
TV
news.
show? Oh, no, they don't. What's the nerdy show? There's a nerdy show I've been watching. I just can't put my finger on it. Oh my god, yes, I have been watching the show. It's amazing. How could I forget? Silicon Valley, top show of 2014.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Nice.
Yes.
What's that about?
And me forgetting it is not indicative of the quality of the show. It's just me being an idiot. It's basically it's a nerdy group of guys who come up with a new algorithm for their website to process information quicker, and basically this big Google-esque company wants to buy them versus this other company wanted to give them $10 million for the property of it so that they could just do what they want with it. So it's basically like a startup company, and so they're like in their 20s and they just don't know what to do. It's actually made by who's the guy who made what the hell's the name? Beavis and Butthead.
Alright, now you, sir, Tyler. What have you been watching?
Well, obviously, right.
Nice transition.
Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, is the most recent thing I watched. In terms of old things that nobody cares about anymore, I just started watching Sherlock on Peter's recommendation, and now I
nice.
am hooked on the crack cocaine of that show.
It is
Nice.
the best thing.
Yeah, it's really pretty well made. I'm enjoying it a lot. And but yeah, so we're gonna talk about Guardians of the Galaxy later, right?
Yes, we will.
Okay,
That's our,
all right,
that's
then that's pretty much it for me.
Alright. Now, Val, can you one-up all of us? What have you been watching?
I have been watching Sailor Moon, of course, Sailor Moon Crystal.
Cool.
Mom.
Other than that, nothing. I've actually been kind of failing on the TV front for once. You know, usually I have a stack of stuff that I need to get into, but lately I haven't. So
Cool.
just Sailor Moon. I actually went back and started watching the original series. It's on Hulu.
Yeah,
So
the whole series is on Hulu Plus, huh?
yes. Well, Hulu, basic Hulu. So even if you
Alright.
don't have an account, you can watch the original one.
Wow, that's awesome.
hmm
Usually have to pay for things nowadays.
Yeah, especially like older stuff, which I don't understand. You know, like I forget if it was like Rockford Files or something like that. You know, as James Garner passed away recently, so you know I've been on his kick. Galaxoid learned how to play the theme song on harmonica.